So, if you're a young artist trying to make your way right now, wow, you're standing at this wild, maybe even kind of intimidating crossroads. On one side, you have the timeless tradition of making things with your own two hands. And on the other, you've got the crazy, explosive power of artificial intelligence. So, how do you build a future? How do you find your own unique creative voice in a world that has both? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. And this slide, this really kind of sums up the whole deal, doesn't it? On one side, you've got handmade craft. It's slow, it's physical. You can literally feel the materials. Every single piece is one of a kind, a direct result of your skill. And then you have AI art. Bam, it's instant, it's digital, and you can change it 1,000 times in a minute. So the real question isn't about which one's better. It's where do you fit into all this? And how can you use the best parts of both worlds? Okay, so to figure out where we're headed, we've got to look back at where we came from. You see, the value we put on handmade things, that's not new. It's got some really deep historical roots, and it tells us a ton about what we as people really care about when it comes to art. And you know what's crazy? This whole tension, it's not new at all. We've totally been here before. Back in the late 1800s, the Industrial Revolution was turning everything upside down, kind of like AI is today. So in response, you had people like William Morris, who started the arts and crafts movement. They were pushing back against all the cheap, mass-produced stuff and fighting for quality, craftsmanship, and the human touch. And when that idea came to America, folks like Gustav Stickley proved you could use new technology, but still focus on great materials and quality. That legacy is alive and well every single time we choose to buy something handmade. And that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of it. See, craft isn't just about what you make at the end. It's about the process. It's physical, it's human, and it teaches you these incredible skills, like resilience when your project totally fails, and this intense focus on the little details. It plugs you into this long, amazing history of just making stuff. It's a kind of self-expression that a machine, by itself, just can't touch. Okay, so with all that history as our backdrop, let's get super practical. How do you, as an artist just starting out, build a solid foundation for your career? Well, it all begins with your creative blueprint. All right, first things first. Your absolute number one tool is your portfolio. Think of it as your professional story, told in pictures. It's not just some random folder with your art in it. No, it's a carefully selected collection that screams to schools and employers. This is who I am, this is what I can do, and here's a glimpse of what I could become. Seriously, it is the most important thing you'll have when you're starting out. So how do you actually build a portfolio that's going to turn heads? It really boils down to three key things. First, show your range. Don't be afraid to put your pencil sketches right next to your digital experiments. It proves you're versatile. Second, and this might be the golden rule, it is always, always quality over quantity. 10 mind-blowing pieces are so much better than 50 meh ones. Only pick your absolute best. And finally, your portfolio has to tell a story. Put it together in a way that shows your journey, your improvement, and how your unique style is starting to take shape. Okay, once you've got a killer portfolio, the next puzzle piece is finding your spot in what is, let's be honest, a really crowded world. And that's where finding your niche comes in. Your niche is basically your special corner of the universe. It's that sweet spot where what you love to do meets an audience that is looking for exactly that. And finding that niche, it's a process of discovery. You gotta start by asking yourself, what do I just love to do? What am I weirdly good at? Then you do some research. A perfect example is the handmade jewelry market. It's gigantic, right? But people kill it by finding a super specific angle. Maybe they only use recycled materials, or they have a unique minimalist design, or there's an amazing story behind their brand. That's how you cut through the noise. All right, so we've covered tradition, we've talked about personal craft, but we can't just ignore the elephant in the room, artificial intelligence. The key here is to think of it not as the enemy, but as a brand new and unbelievably powerful tool that you can add to your creative toolbox. This is the question everyone is asking, isn't it? Is AI here to replace us artists, or is it here to give us superpowers? The way you decide to answer this question is going to have a huge impact on your creative future. Look, here's the one thing we know for sure. AI is a total game changer. It's opening up possibilities we couldn't have even dreamed of a few years ago. Think about it. You could brainstorm 50 different color palettes in, 10 seconds, or generate wild abstract textures to use in your paintings. Trying to ignore it just isn't an option. The real skill is learning how to adapt and make it work for you. So you've got handcraft over here and AI way over there. They seem like they're from different planets, But what if I told you there's one single skill, one fundamental human ability that connects them both? The one skill you absolutely have to master to succeed no matter what the future of creativity looks like. Just think about it for a second. What's the common thread here? What's the engine that's driving both the hands of a potter shaping a piece of clay and the mind of a digital artist trying to write that perfect prompt for an AI? This is it. This is the secret sauce. The ultimate creative skill is observation. Your ability to truly see the world around you, to notice the tiny details, the patterns, the way the light hits things, the structure underneath it all. This isn't just about looking, it's about understanding. It is the absolute bedrock of all critical thinking and, honestly, all real creativity. Because at the end of the day, a tool is just a tool. It doesn't matter if it's a chisel in your hand or a complex algorithm on your computer. It's useless without a vision to guide it. And that vision, that comes from you. It comes from your unique human perspective, your ability to see the world in a way no one else does, and to make connections that only you can make. That is what creates value. That is what makes art. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. On your creative journey, who's going to be in the driver's seat? Are you going to let the tool, the algorithm, lead the way? Or are you going to sharpen your own eye, trust your own unique vision, and use every tool you can get your hands on to bring that vision to life? The choice, as always, is yours.